Good morning, everyone, and welcome to You Have Beauty Care Choices, the educational show that really gives you more information about the brands you put on your body. So for those of you genuinely curious about what goes into a brand, do I want this on my body? You're in the right place. Today's show is all about learning more about Rusk. Rusk Hair Care has been around for many years. It's actually been through a few owners, and it has just been brought into the part of the collection of a company called Beautyquest. CEO Scott Masad, who Beautyquest now owns Aquage, Biomega, Rusk, and One and Only. A growing beauty collaboration that we are super excited about because they are giving a revamp to Rusk. And with us today is Ashley Moriello, their global education specialist here, who has been brought in to give the brand a revamp, and that's why I am so excited to talk to her today. What is going to be the future of Rusk? And Ashley's going to tell us. Welcome to the show, Ashley Moriello. Hi.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you. Well, how do you become the global education senior specialist at Beautyquest? So you're in charge of Aquage, Biomega, and Rusk. How does that position, and what do you do?
Oh, that's a heavy question. So I'm a hairdresser myself. I started right out of high school, went to beauty school. So I, have always had a love for beauty. But what I quickly learned was I wanted to change the industry in a positive way. And by doing that, I got, very involved with brands that were in salons, that were helping hairdressers, and down to the end consumer, making great products, but empowering the stylist to be better. To make more money, to have a successful lifestyle. So that was really what drove me to be in the education side of the industry.
And that is why I created this show, because passion. For 15 years, you've been in this industry, but you've chosen to take the knowledge you've gathered and share it with those that are also teaching the end consumer. So your specialty is going into salons and training stylists and salon owners how to grow their business, correct?
It started that way. Now I take that knowledge and help a team to be able to do the same thing.
Okay. Well, let's give a visual of Rusk, where Rusk is at as a whole brand right now. It is part of the Beautyquest collaboration of products. We are going to be talking specifically about the products on my side right here, the Pure Mix products today. They have an amazing line of products that I think are just under-known in the industry. Like, I just don't feel like enough people know how cool these products are. But you have been brought in to give Rusk in general just a revamp. So we kind of have these cool collections within Rusk, but where are we going with the brand? And anything else you can tell us about the future of Rusk?
Yeah, sure. So we're completely re-energizing, revamping from an education standpoint. And, for me, it's about, again, empowering the hairdresser, but that also means empowering the client, right? So the more knowledge that the stylist and the colorist have, the better, not only the better hair that they'll do, but then they're also educating their guest to know what to bring home, to take care of their hair best, and to also just have a better understanding of the industry.
Absolutely.
So we're re-energizing as far as, our education department, of course, but also our products, understanding that sometimes less is more. We don't want to overwhelm people with having a huge choice. We want to give people what they need, but not overcompensate. So that's a huge, undertaking that we're doing right now, to ensure that the products are right and they're great, but they're just what someone needs.
And Rusk has been around for so long that they've had hero products through the years that you don't ever want to lose those hero products. So the products under Ashley or Tobin will help us get slides on these, but Deep Shine Deep Shine has been around forever. There's these hero products in the brand. So if I understand right, you guys are kind of taking these hero products and maybe like narrowing it down so that every brand, every segment in the brand has more of a focus and it's what the client needs and there's no redundancy within the line. Is that kind of how you revamp a line?
Exactly. So we look at problem solution, right? There's a few core concerns, especially with the end consumer, of what's wrong with their hair, right? So it's either for weak hair, dry hair, color protection, right? So we're going to take some of our, yes, our heroes, right? We call them our hero SKUs that will always stay in the line, and that will maybe be revamped with new packaging, but we'll always keep them around as our loved heroes. And then, of course, we'll have some areas maybe where gaps are going to be filled, that will then, make sure that we have a rounded out portfolio to really treat anyone's concern.
For something new. So we have the Deep Shine, and then we have the white collection. I don't know, we call it the classic kind of collection, the pro, but I don't want to say pro because it's used at home as well. Yep. So
it's called the designer collection.
The designer collection. Thank you. Okay, yeah. And then we have the black cans as well. And these are called
styling collection.
Our styling collection, which is the scissors. So that's a great indicator of, hey, these are going to be for after the cut, how to style, so great thought to make that connection. And then today we're going to be talking about the Pure Mix, the beautiful, newer, I think it's the newest collection of Rusk. And it's the gorgeous packaging. I mean, the colors are so amazing. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, today we're going to be talking about, Ashley has brought to us the perfect summer canvas selection. So how to prepare your hair for summer, and then also what to do before you go in to visit your stylist, because she trains stylists to teach you, the consumer, at home. I'll be kind of helping to talk through the consumer side of things, but we're really interested to know how and what you tell stylists. What is the best thing for your client to take home to keep that at salon hair?
Yeah. So I'll first kind of, because you're seeing Wild Honey here on the screen, our Wild Honey collection is a repairing collection, right? So we have the shampoo, conditioner, and our repairing mask, which is really formulated for dry hair. Mm-hmm. So if you have dry hair, this is deeply moisturizing, right? So probably not for somebody that has a fine, thinner hair, someone that's having, issues. I'll give a little hot tip. We always, even stylists, right? They always ask this question: how do you know if your hair is dry? Right? Because there's sometimes that it's weak, right? And those are two different things. The one thing that will help you know is if your hair takes a very long time to dry. Okay, so if your hair is really sucking up moisture and you feel like you're blow drying forever, that's typically because the hair is actually sucking in the moisture because there's so much dryness that you're really trying to, so that you have to repair it. So it's actually a twofold, but a really good tip to know, like, that's how you know if your hair is super dry, and you might need something like Wild Honey to treat it.
So Wild Honey is your moisture for the dry, damaged hair, and that is such a good tip. And then what is the one you would use then if your hair needed a little bit more strength, or the other side of moisture?
Yep, so you'd probably want to go to Native Fig for that. Native Fig is our replenishing line. So you have a shampoo, you have a conditioner, and you have a leave-in conditioner, right? So what those are going to do, they have vitamin C in them, there's calcium in them to help with a gentle cleanse, but it also has moisturizing benefits, which will soften the hair. And then our 3-in-1 is what you call it, right? So our Native Fig conditioner really has some great benefits to just allowing to prime the hair before you go and style it, or do anything, because even roughening up your hair, right? Like even when you touch it or you're combing it when it's wet can really wreak some havoc on your hair. So to spray something in it before, it actually just helps to manage the, when it's a little weak.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I love that you use the word replenishing, because I think that is, in some ways, people think that is directly correlated to moisture, which I think more companies use. Replenishing is more of like a nutrient starved hair, whether your hair needs protein or the more vitamins or something like that in combination with moisture, but it's a little bit more than moisture. Replenishing is correct.
For sure, because your hair gets damaged from a lot of different things, which we could go into the activated charcoal and how to prep your hair. But heat is one factor in how your hair gets damaged, right? If you're using a lot of heat at home, that can really wreak havoc on your hair. So it's super important to treat it and to kind of try to reverse that damage.
Yeah.
As well, if it's already there.
That makes sense. Patricia, thank you for joining us. She says her favorite product is the pomegranate fig. So always great to hear somebody saying, that's my fave. So makes you want to try it. So the blooming sunflower, we already kind of covered a little bit, or the wild honey, we covered the fresh pomegranate. Now the blooming sunflower. This one is for volume, correct?
Correct. Yep. So you have your shampoo, your conditioning, your conditioner, your volumizing mist, which is something that stays in, and we also have a repairing conditioner as well. And so, this is actually plumping and thickening each individual strand. So that's how it's giving you this, this maximal or maximizing the volume that you can get out of a regimen.
This is what I call an instant gratification product. The spray in the middle for those fine-haired girls that are just like, I feel just limp and lifeless and thin today. Little spray in blooming sunflower and blow dry, and you're gonna feel plumped up, voluminous. I love that product.
Yeah, this is a favorite for sure among many, and it actually has B5 in it as well, which helps kind of give that replenishment too. Because a lot of times when you have fine hair, your hair feels, like to your point, it feels limp, but it does get dry quicker too.
Yeah. True. Are all of your the thermal the spray-ins in the collections, are they all thermal protectants as well?
Yes, they all have thermal protection.
So they're all heat protection. So you're getting the plumping and all the benefits of it, but then you're also protecting for your blow dry and your styling. So that's amazing, and I know we're going to talk about that more. So we got a question coming in. Hey Ashley, what do you have for us platinum ladies? So what are you going to go with there?
So I would go with our pomegranate collection. Our pomegranate collection has the most color protection properties in it. So while all of the collections do have it, if you're number one, because I always go concern, right? Like I was saying problem solution before. So what's your number one concern, right? Then what's your number two concern? If your number one concern is preserving your color, no matter what, if you're blonde, if you have dark hair like me, it doesn't matter. Your hair's being colored. So to preserve it, the pomegranate line is 100% the best one for preserving your color. And as blondes, you get a gloss or a glaze and it's not, you want it to last as long as possible because then brassiness shows up, right? Your hair feels a little dull. So this will help with that. Yeah, go ahead.
That is so true, though. A lot of us blondes feel like we're different than hair-colored girls because you lighten, so it's a lightener instead of a hair color. But so many of us obviously then apply a toner over the top, which is color, which is what you're trying to seal in and stay. So even if you're blonde, that makes so much sense that you would still want this color-preserving properties.
Absolutely. Your toner, right, is a demi-permanent hair color, which means that it doesn't last as long as a permanent. So you do need that extra, and that's the same goes for redheads, right? Yeah. Or if you're going darker. So you definitely need extra properties to ensure that your color is lasting as long as possible.
Or pink or blue or purple or right.
I've been them all. So
right.
That's 100% true.
So I got a little mixed up in my, I don't know why I was thinking the native fig had the pomegranate. So let's go through what we've covered so far. We started with the wild honey. And that was for dry, damaged hair. This is for your moisturizing. And then we went with native fig. And this was more dry, kind of frizzy, but replenishing, right? Giving your hair back the moisture, smoothing that cuticle. And then we have the fresh pomegranate for the color preserving. Anybody needing to just, that is your top concern, like Ashley says. Choose what your top concern is. So anyone needing really good color protection. And then the blooming sunflower for volume. If you want a little bit of a bump. And the sprays that come with these collections are also your thermal protections. But now we're going to get into what we really wanted to talk about. The prepping your hair, creating the perfect canvas for your stylist before you go in for a service or just your own summer hair regimen. We have the charcoal. Tell us about this brand.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to first tell you something that might be a little mind-blowing. And it's one of, I'll say the most damaging thing to your hair is water.
Wow.
Okay. So
where's she going with this, people?
So I'll explain. Have you ever noticed that depending on where you live, right? Or if you're on vacation somewhere, right? Or if you're in a different area at a friend's house and you wash your hair, it doesn't ever feel the same depending on what water you're using to wash your hair.
So smart. And I love this topic. So smart.
Yes. Okay. So with that being said, there are minerals in our water that we wash our hair with. And those minerals sit on the hair surface. They actually adhere to the hair like a magnet and they stay inside. So why that's important is because it affects the way that your color takes, the way that your color stays, the way that styling products take, right? All of the things that we do to our hair on a daily basis are affected by those minerals that sit on our hair. And this is why charcoal is needed. So our activated charcoal regimen actually removes impurities. So it will help to remove hard water. It will help to remove excess oil, right? Some people have extra oils on their scalp throughout their hair. This is going to remove the properties that affect your color lasting, your styling products from working, anything that you are doing at home to try to get the best hair possible, but also for the salon. So the recommendation is to use this at least once a week at home to remove those properties. The other great tip that I have for you, and another, I'm going to bust a myth right now. A lot of us think that before you get your hair colored, it's best to go into the salon with your hair dirty. It is not true. So if you have something that's built up on the outside of your hair, especially from water, from oils, it's also going to affect your color from lasting, from even taking. There might be some times where you feel like your grays have not been fully covered or your color is just not as vibrant as you wanted it to be. And most of the time it's because of the things that are sitting on the surface that are creating a barrier. So before your salon service, wash your hair with activated charcoal to remove those impurities to get the maximum benefit of your color, of your blow dry, of anything that you're going to do once you walk into a salon.
So much great information there. So go back to the water, amazing. If you're on a well. So a lot of people think, oh, I have perfect water. I'm on a well. Well water has the most natural minerals in it. That's why it's so good for our bodies, but it can build up on our hair. You also never know where you live if you're on city water, whether the city puts those additives in it. Whether your house is older and has copper pipes and the minerals get in through your pipes or your plumbing. So many different ways these minerals can attach to your hair. And so I love that. That was such a great segment of the word. The most damage can be water. And that, what an attention grabber. And you even had me questioning where you were going with that, but that was brilliant. I love that. That segue, because it really piques people's interest in that. And then also just going into the salon, so using this once a week on a regular basis just to keep your scalp healthy. We are seeing a huge trend in hair loss and scalp issues going on right now. So what a great way to just cleanse that follicle out and give that scalp just a rejuvenation. But I have a friend that is addicted to coconut oil, and she thinks, well, it's harmless, right? But if you think about it, like, it's hard for hair color sometimes to break down that coconut oil to get into penetrate the hair shaft. It's got to do double work to try and first break it down and get it in. So if you've got this clean canvas, it just makes sense that your hair color isn't having to break through the hairspray or break through the even natural coconut oil, right?
Yes, that's a perfect example. Even vitamins, right, or medications that we take, it can build up in the hair.
Right.
So it is definitely best practices to use this once a week, regardless if you're doing your hair at home, if you're doing, if you're going to a salon, whatever it may be, it will absolutely help give you the perfect canvas.
So 2 quick questions. If you have just naturally more oily hair, you have an extra, sebum in your hair or whatever, can you use this as a normal daily shampoo?
You can. I'm one of those people that says you should always kind of, have another shampoo in your shower to use as like a replacement. I'm just one of those people that believes in that, but this is gentle enough that you can use it on a daily regimen.
Okay, and then it might be something like if you're just experiencing oily hair, that you use the shampoo maybe for the scalp, and then we use like the Fig or one of the moisturizing conditioners. So you can cocktail different ones as well for your first,
absolutely,
your top issue shampoo, your secondary issue conditioner, or of sorts in that realm.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Ashley's regimen of preparing the perfect canvas, the second product we were going to talk about was the Native Fig 3-in-1. So once you shampoo condition with this charcoal, this would be your next step?
Yep, so you would shampoo and condition, towel dry really well, and then go in and spritz the Native Fig. Always focus on the mid shafts and ends, especially to what we were just saying. If you have oily hair, you absolutely want to first, ends and mid shaft first, and then I'd probably stay away from the scalp. In my opinion, you don't really need it. It's the newest hair you have, right? So for me, it's spraying 2 to 3 times throughout the mid shafts and ends, and it's a leave-in, so it stays.
So what is this product doing for your hair? It's got thermal protection. We covered that.
Yep.
Is it sealing down the cuticle from after the charcoal wash, which is somewhat slightly abrasive? You're calming the hair back down, correct?
So you're sealing the cuticle, and you're also instilling Fig, which has color protection properties in it.
Awesome.
It will also it will help protect from UV as well.
Good.
You'll have some UV protection there. And then it has vitamin C, E, and calcium in it. So it will help to restore and strengthen the hair.
Amazing. That is replenishing it all back once you kind of prepare the canvas. Now this is almost like your primer, right? You're going to just layer this on under your styling products for that protective, nutrient-rich product that is your canvas to protect under your styling products. And then from that, would you go then with the maybe blooming sunflower? Would you need that additional thermal protection?
I would, so I would again go to, what are you going to do with your hair as your next step, right? Are you going to blow dry it? Are you then going to curl it? Because I always go by a rule of 3, right? So if you have a leave-in conditioner, you should really use probably 3 products, right, at most for styling. That's kind of my like overall general when speaking to the end consumer. You don't want to overdo it. So I would probably, it depends, the blooming sunflower is, for me, I think it would be one or the other. It would either be native fig or the sunflower, depending on what's your concern.
So if you're a fine-haired girl, you might choose the blooming sunflower over the native fig.
Exactly.
And it still has those replenishing properties or healthy properties, but it's also going to then help your end result of the volumizing.
Exactly, because I mean, let's be honest. I don't have the problem. I have almost too much hair.
Me too.
For the person that has finer, thin hair, a leave-in conditioner is scary to begin with, right? Yeah. It is. It's scary to think about. It's scary to be spraying in a conditioner that's just going to sit there. You feel like it's going to be too heavy. So if you are, fall in that category of having finer, more thin hair, then I would say use the sunflower as your leave-in if you're looking for some extra plumping properties but still getting all the great benefits of conditioning.
Awesome. And then the next one was either Wired or our fresh pomegranate hairspray was kind of the regimen that we had talked about. So you want to talk about Wired next, is when you'd want to add this into the mix?
Absolutely. So this would be your next step after your leave-in conditioner.
I feel like we need a graphic that's like hero, 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 right? Because this is like the big Rusk product, I think.
Yes, it is 100% a hero, and probably among the silver and gold medalists.
Yes, I agree. We sell a lot of Wired here.
Yes, that's great. That's great to hear. So for Wired, there's 2 great benefits about this, but your hair would be damp, right? And again, you would apply it all over from mid-shaft to end. A little goes a long way with this. So start out in like the size of a pea, emulsify it in your palms, and then apply it everywhere. This has heat protection benefits, color protection properties, and you're going to it helps you with your blow dry. So it's going to help with frizz, if you have a problem with frizz, it's going to help with smoothing down the cuticle, but it's super lightweight. So it's really giving you this like, bodifying blow dry that really anyone can use.
And it's all about controlling your texture, where people really, that's kind of usually always the issue, right? It's something with their texture. They're either lifeless and limp, or they're fluffy and frizzy, or and so this is all about what texture are you really needing to achieve after you shampoo blow dry, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And the really great thing and unique thing about Wired is that it can also go on dry hair. So even for myself, right, I allowed my hair to dry naturally. If I wanted now to come in and put a little bit of Wired throughout my hair just to almost give separation and kind of show a little bit more of my natural texture, I could also then go in and use this as a dry texturizing smoothing product.
That is such a great tip, because sometimes just in the end you just have somewhat of a flyaways, or if you like use one of those crimpers or something like that, where you end up where the texture is just a little bit more fuzzy than you want. This is called a flexible styling cream. Put a little in your hand, emulsify really well, and just kind of like this, and you're gonna get more smoothness out of your whole style, correct?
Exactly. And that's unique. Not many products can you use on wet or dry hair. So I think that's probably another reason why people love this one.
It's the flexibility that makes everyone want it.
Yep.
Because we sell a lot of it. So then we'll kind of finish up with our fresh pomegranate hairspray, because this is such a unique product. The smell. How often do you find a hairspray that is just yummy smelling?
Yeah, it is. I love it. I definitely have it in my own bathroom. My husband uses it, which I think is another great call out, is even though the smell it's a very distinct smell, it doesn't really go, either way, where a woman or a man can use it. Anyone can use it that just wants a gentle hold.
Yeah.
This product has a very gentle hold. It is not this super strong hairspray. I always say not your mama's hairspray.
Mm-hmm. Not your Aquanet 80s girls.
Exactly. It's not your Aquanet, but it will give you UVA and UVB protection. So what that means is it helps preserve the hair color from UV rays coming in. And it's all about color protection for this hairspray, which is something, again, unique. You don't really hear that much in a hairspray.
So the Fresh Pomegranate line is the color protection line in general. But if you think about the brilliance of that, when you leave the house, just spraying some color protection over the top, because one of the things that we can see it on our sun decks. We can see it on our hardwood floors, on anything. The sun fades on your car paint, And so any type of color, UV rays is fading. That's what it does to all types of materials. So it's doing it to your hair as well. That's why I find this so brilliant. This product is really unique and cool that you can put that veil on, and it's not going to give you any stiffness. You can still feel like you're a natural, didn't throw a bunch of product in your hair, free-flowing kind of look, but then have all that protection behind you.
Yeah, and it's layerable, which is always nice about a hairspray, right? If you put it on in the morning and then you're going out at night, you can spray a little bit more and not be worried that it's going to be overwhelming.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that was our great, perfect canvas. So we're going to start with your charcoal to give yourself just that clean, once a week at least. Let's just get the minerals off our hair, any medications, any vitamins, anything that's built up, your sticky hairspray. Just give yourself that once a week deep clean. Helps your scalp as well. Then we'll go with the native fig leave-in. If you're kind of more of a coarser, thicker kind of girl, or the blooming sunflower for our thinner girls. So that is your primer. Right after you shampoo, you get out of the shower, you want to towel dry and make sure you put your primer on. This is your vitamins, something protecting your hair and giving back to your hair. And then we go with either our stylers of our Wired, which is our flexible styling cream, which we love as well. Or we can do the pomegranate hairspray too, depending on how much styling you do. There is the whole Black Line collection of so many stylers, and so that you have freezing sprays if you want that. You have working sprays, anti-frizz sprays. What's your favorite product in this line, Ashley?
Oh, I love the freezing spray. Just because I can do a lot of different things with it. As a hairstylist, I feel like there's a lot of different things you can do with it that make it super unique. So I'm a big fan of the freezing spray.
But I can tell just with this collection, you guys are really honing it into what is necessary. Yep. You kind of have like the puck and the heroes of what is needed in styling to achieve all results that you need as a hairdresser.
Absolutely.
That's exciting. So anything coming on, any new launches coming out, any little teasers you want to tell us about Rusk? And then obviously I want to just tell all of our Aquage fans watching, we're going to twist her arm and get her back. We might have to wait till after her addition to the family is coming, but yes, that will be exciting. But what's on the horizon for Rusk?
Yeah, so oh boy, I might get in trouble for this one. We're coming out with a hair care line that will, how can I say this? That will help your brassiness stay away. So if you tend to become orange or yellow, we will have a tinted line. So shampoo and conditioner tinted line that you could use on a daily basis that will just keep the brass away.
Exciting.
And some new packaging that is amazing, and I cannot wait. It's totally different and something completely out of the box for us that will be coming. it's going to be quite a few months from now, but you'll start to see some teasing of it. So make sure you follow us at Rusk Hair Care and Aquage Hair Care, of course, because you'll start to see some teasers there.
That's so exciting. I love that you guys, and honestly, I hope the girl that was asking about the platinums is staying tuned because, yeah, we've got even something new to offer you platinum girls. So how exciting is that? Well, that is something that we don't have in the Rusk brand is the color additives or type of shampoo and conditioner. So that is something, thanks for that teaser. We won't tell anybody. Well, you can find out more about Rusk, as Ashley said, on Instagram or their social handles, Aquage Hair Care, Rusk Hair Care, or you can follow Ashley Moriello, at Ashley Moriello. Her name is right below her. Find out more tips and how get more education from Ashley as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I absolutely love having these conversations, and you know, more than happy to come on anytime. So
I know a lot of manufacturers are struggling right now with supply issues and ingredient issues. And so it's just nice to have someone from the brand come in and kind of talk to us about the brand and where it's going. I think all of the Rusk fans kind of take a sigh of relief of like, okay, Rusk is still going and we've got new things coming, and so that's really exciting. So hopefully we gave our own energizing to our Rusk fans out there.
Yes, thank you so much to everyone who's watching.
All right, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. She was so much fun, and what great tips. If you want more information about the show or about the products we sell here at Beauty Care Choices, remember we have licensed cosmetologists available to answer your questions at the number below, and have a great weekend. Bye for now.